Can I ask? I know we have to wrap up. We really only have like 5 minutes.
Right.
But can you just give her 5 minutes of Antarctica for me?
Oh shit!
And
Yeah.
we'll have you back.
I don't have
we'd
any
love
like
to,
secret knowledge on Antarctica, but
do
I
you
will.
think do you think it's the Nazi breakaway thing, or you just know more historically stuff about Antarctica?
So I don't know. Like, there's weird things about Antarctica, which is that all the what is it? All the hands have their thing in the honey jar. How's that saying go?
Yeah,
like,
all the governments have making money in there.
Yeah, and I think all right. So I have a few thoughts. One could be real conspiratorial. I'll say
It's kind of an international place. Nobody can claim it.
Right, and they all have it split up, like down to like the center of it, and it's like a big, think of a big pie chart. It's like here's the U.S. and China, blah, blah, blah. And I think if I had, we'll go into like levels of conspiracy. If I had to go to just the most likely scenario, I think it's the fact that the poles are going to shift, that ice is going to melt, most people on Earth will die, and then underneath that ice, in its abundance of all the Earth's resources, there will be oil, gold, diamonds, God knows what else, maybe even evidence of a lost civilization. I should also say that the ice is supposed to be really old, so that shouldn't be possible. If you want to if people are listening, I don't want to give you information that's inaccurate, but there's something weird about Antarctica.
There is.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Nazis had interest in it, which is interesting. If anyone reads about it, it's like, oh, they were just interested in getting whale oil and and that's the end of it. Okay. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I know that it's just something about it. So I don't know if it's like the place where it's the entrance to inner Earth or something. Probably not, but maybe. I don't.
Yeah, some
Do you
people
want to
say
tell
it
him,
is.
Ma? You know what it is, or you have theories on it.
Well, they say it's a breakaway continent
Right.
that the Nazis founded in World War II, just before and during,
Right.
where it's supposed to be bigger than the whole North American continent,
Right.
under the ice, so it's bigger than our whole continent. And they brought something like 40,000 German women there during World War to meet with the soldiers they had there,
Right.
the perfect Aryan people. And they've had all this time to breed, and there's 250 million of them that live there. And that's where all the high space tech is coming from.
See, that's fascinating, and I'm open to it. A lot of people won't believe this stuff, but I will say that there's this. Jake, did you see that map I sent you?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah,
Okay,
that was crazy.
There's a map from the late 1670s. It's called the Kunyu-Kuantu map. It was made by this Polish map maker who moved to China. This is like 1677 or 1672, regardless. It shows, so let me just say this to anyone listening. Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820, according to what we taught about in school.
Right.
However, there are other maps that seemingly show the Antarctic continent hundreds of years before its alleged discovery. Now, people will debunk it and say, well, this is probably just Tierra del Fuego, which is on the southern tip of Antarctica. Others will say, oh, this is just Australia. What's unique about this map is a couple things. One, it shows Tierra del Fuego, and it's not connected to it whatsoever. It shows Australia, which is not connected to it whatsoever. And the only thing that's more bizarre than all of that is that it shows giraffes, crocodiles, beavers, all kinds of exotic animals down there. And now, let me say this. The skeptics will say that, oh, well, that's obviously just, one, not possible because it's frozen.
Guessing, yeah.
And two, they'll say, well, it's just artist depiction, like perhaps the unexplored land. But here's where it gets wild, is that going back to even the ancient Greeks, they understood that not only the earth was round, but that the poles were frozen. So this is the most bizarre map. It's Kunyu-Kuantu, K-U-N-U, Kuantu, like Q-U-A-N-T-U. It's even on the Library of Congress website. You can look this up. It even has a Wikipedia page. And I only just learned of it a number of months ago, and I'm like, how have I never seen or heard of this map before?
Yeah, isn't that incredible when that stuff happens?
Right? And so I'm like, I'm not here to tell anyone it's real or that it was thought out and there's animals down there. Like, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, I look at, we're talking about like Nazi escape, you know, my mind was blown when I realized that in 1955, 10 years after Hitler was allegedly killed himself, they never found him, that the CIA was pouring enormous resources into looking for him. And that the rumors are that he and a bunch of other Nazis escaped to Argentina.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a rabbit hole, because I'm like, not only did they never find his skull, when they thought they had found Eva Braun's, it turned out to be not positive. It was the opposite sex and different age, whatever it was. Like, they don't find it, vanished without a trace.
Right.
Whereas they found the Goebbels, they found all them. And so it's like, knowing someone, a tyrant like him, I'm like, something tells me, and I don't know him, but I'm like,
he didn't kill himself.
That pussy dipped out.
Yeah.
And he dipped out of there. He didn't go down with the ship. He fucking ran out of there. And so God knows, I don't know how long he
I
would have
think
lived.
he went to Argentina too.
I would think so.
There's huge
I think
Nazi
they went to
towns
the
down there.
U.S. Some went to Mexico.
Yeah.
And some went to Argentina.
Yeah. And this is verified.
They've said that.
No.
Right. Nazis
They've
have
told
gone there.
everyone there.
They did. There's
No,
whole
they're-
communities that still speak German. I couldn't believe
Absolutely.
this. I learned this on Joe Rogan when he had that gentleman on and was talking about it. And I started looking into it. I'm like,
No, I watched a documentary on it. They have like Nazi towns, basically.
Yeah.
Or German, I shouldn't say that.
right.
But World War II era German towns.
Right.
They're full on like little Germany.
Yeah.
And a lot of them did flee there. All right, well, we do have to wrap up. But I have to say, I knew this was going to be a good episode.
It was
This
great.
is a lot of fun.
It was
I
wonderful.
love
to
My
talk
pleasure.
with you.
I want to do it again.
I do
Please.
too.
Yeah, we
Love it.
barely dipped in on all the fun stuff to talk about.
Oh,
And
I know. We barely did.
We're
tons
going to
of
have
Now
you back,
we know
I
where
promise.
you're at. We'll go even deeper.
You bet. You know
Because
where I
there's like
stand.
9,000 rabbit holes for connecting all this shit.
That's what he does, Mom.
I
He just
love
goes
it.
and he does the research. A lot of people will go and he actually does it, and he's
I share
fascinating.
it. I show screenshots. I'm like, look, I'm not getting this. I'm not pulling this out of my butt. I'm
Love
not
it.
getting it from Bob's, blogspot website. This is like mainstream. There's all these studies and things that exist. It's like, look, it's right here. But anyway,
It's one of the best YouTube channels, hands down.
that's
So,
nice of you to say.
No,
this is one of the best podcasts.
I
And
agree.
Roseanne, I'm so proud of you. I know what you've gone through and how tough they've put your feet into the fire. And you wind up on top, and I think that you're part of this fight for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If I were you, I would never be discouraged by any type of criticism you ever get. The masses are with you, and if I were you, I would re-energize and put that energy back into the fight. Because these people, in my mind, you're at escape orbit. They can't take you, can't cancel you. You would have to literally curb stomp somebody or something to get canceled. Nothing you say is gonna stop what's going on. And the proof is in the pudding that you're inspiring millions of other people. And I remember listening real quick, because I know we're running out of time. I remember listening to that speech you gave. It seemed impromptu in Las Vegas just a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very inspiring. I played it for my girlfriend Brandy, and I got chills when I heard you talking about. It was just, what was it? God's truth. You said something.
Reawaken tour, yeah.
Yep. And you were talking, and it gave me chills because you're like, we all have a part to play in this, and that and we are loved, and this is spiritual, and It resonated with a nerd YouTuber, so you're influencing more people than you can possibly imagine.
I
But you are
hope
loved.
so.
You are.
I hope so, because it would be so easy for us to just really get together and fix things quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely, the smart ones, can do it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
The world is what we make of it, and the future is uncertain, and I believe it's bright. Yeah, sure, it might get worse before it gets better, but it will end. I believe the arc of the universe favors good over evil.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
It certainly does.
Let's
And
make a
we'll
pact
make
that
it
we
happen.
get close to Zuckerberg and get in that fucking bunker and kick his nerd ass out.
I just want to meet him
All
and
their
be like, I want
shit's
to
gonna
see if I
fail.
get alien vibes. I just want to know if
wanna
he's just a
scratch his
guy.
skin. No,
He might be a little
scratch.
awkward, but I want to
No,
know. I want to know if he's.
alien.
I
His
wanna-
parents
I want to just
are
scratch
all-
his cheek and see if there's reptilian
No,
skin.
his
Is it
parents
blue
are all
blood?
CIA too. They're all in it.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so easy to dispel all their power. I mean, we have to come back and talk about how
Absolutely.
to dispel their power.
On that bombshell.
Because it's
All right.
easy.
I love you, Jimmy.
Thank you so much.
Plug your YouTube
Yeah,
channel real quick.
Bright Insight, Jimmy Corsetti. You can find me on Instagram. I'm now blowing things up on X, Twitter. I love it. You follow me on local, support me on Patreon. I'm in the fight. I'm taking this because I feel the same way. If there's anything I learn about history, it repeats itself, and they will always go after the people who speak truth, the historians, the teachers, anyone else. It will only be the state that can say anything, and that's the direction this is going. So I'm all in on freedom.
And
Amen.
also, the experts are always wrong.
Yeah,
They are.
experts TM.
Experts.
That's right.
All right, thank you.
Truth TM. Yeah.
Oh, you see.